I want to thank you all for being here today. This is a big day. We're about to go into Memorial Day weekend, and it's a very important weekend. It's the beginning of summer, a lot of travel, a lot of boating begins on this weekend, unofficial beginning of boating season. And everybody here, up here with us is here for one purpose, and that is to make sure that everybody has a safe summer, whether it's traveling in a vehicle, whether it's traveling in a boat, whether it's out at the recreation areas, whatever they're doing. We want everybody to have a good time this summer, but we want everybody to do that safely. And so that's what we're here for today. And so we're going to get started, but I want to recognize a few people. We are so appreciative of our legislators who constantly work on our behalf to try to give us the tools necessary and whatnot so that we can do our jobs and get out there and keep folks safe. And so today we have Representative Sheila Nelson with us today. Thank you very much for being here. And Representative Jody Lott, thank you very much for being here as well. Really appreciate that. Also, our DNR board has always supported our law enforcement efforts, and they continue to step forward with that, and we're so grateful to it. Our immediate past chairman of the DNR board, Duncan Johnson Jr. is here, and we appreciate you being here, sir. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our speakers. I'm Mark McKinnon. I'm the Public Affairs Officer with Georgia DNR Law Enforcement, and I just am going to be introducing everybody today. And our first one up is out of the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. And the Governor's Office of Highway Safety and the Georgia State Patrol and DNR have been doing these press events before Memorial Day for a number of years. And so we consider them very close allies and very close partners in helping us keep Georgians safe. So without further ado, from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, I'm going to bring up our Robert Heydrich.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone, for being here. What a great time of year this is. Memorial Day, school's getting out, summer here, warm weather, everyone looking to get outdoors, whether it's going to go swimming, going boating, going camping, hiking, whatever it is, everyone's going to be going someplace. And a lot of people are going to do a lot of traveling between now and Labor Day. And our message is we want you to go out, we want you to have fun, but we want you to get home safely because we want you to go out again. And the best way you can do that is by, when you're getting behind the wheel, understanding that your responsibility is operating that vehicle in a safe manner. That means obeying the speed limit, not getting distracted, not being drowsy. If you're taking a trip, plan breaks. If you're trying to work all day and leave for the weekend, don't do it. Make sure you're well rested. Never get behind the wheel if you've been drinking. And most importantly, when you are traveling, make sure you and everyone in your vehicle wearing your seatbelts. In the last 29 months, since January 1st, 2016, there have been over 1,500 people in this state who've been killed in traffic crashes who weren't wearing seatbelts. There's no way to know just exactly how many of those would have been saved, but you can do your best guess and know that a majority of those people would be here today had they made the decision to wear their seatbelt. And that's our message. When you get in, no matter if you're going cross country, across the state, or if you're going just around the corner, take that second to buckle that seatbelt. It's the best protection that you have in the event of a crash. And if you just take that 1 second, it'll give you and everyone in your vehicle peace of mind when you're riding down the road. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. This holiday weekend and all summer long, Georgia State troopers will be out on the roadways, and they will be out in force from what I understand. And representing Georgia State Patrol today is Captain Mark Perry. Mark.
Thank you. You may have to forgive my voice. I don't know how long I can keep it. Been trying to keep it for the last 6 weeks. It's not working out. For the Georgia State Patrol, as well as all law enforcement throughout the state, tomorrow, Friday, actually marks for us what has historically been one of the most heavily traveled, most congested, and dangerous periods on the roadways. And that period is going to last all the way to September. And that happens because kids are out of school during these summer months. Folks are traveling to visit family. Sometimes we're traveling close, sometimes we're traveling far. Sometimes we're traveling for that much needed vacation. On a daily basis, we're all traveling to the lakes, the rivers, trying to get to the beach. And when we do that, you know, we increase the traffic, we peak it out, we almost maximize what we're doing. And during that period of increased travel, please understand the number one priority, the absolute first priority of the Georgia Department of Public Safety is the safety and security of all the motorists on the roadway. That's whether you're a resident, that's whether you're a visitor. You're all the same. Your safety and security is important to us. And as we travel from point to point this holiday and through the rest of this summer, please understand there will be a lot of diligent enforcement efforts for what we consider to be the most serious contributing factors that we see that causes serious injuries and fatality wrecks. As I stated earlier to some folks, if you're looking for a warning, if you want that break during this holiday and this summer, this is it. There will be no more warnings for DUI, reckless driving, inattentive driving, distracted driving. We're certainly not going to issue any warnings for failure to fasten a seatbelt. It's too important. During this holiday and throughout the summer, all the troopers and all motor carriers that we can have available will be out in force. We'll be working concentrated patrols on what we know to be the high crash corridors where the accidents are happening, where the injuries are happening. We'll also be out in license checks, road checks, at random hours, day and night. We're going to be there. Expect to see us. I don't mean to tamp down anybody's spirit this holiday by telling you how hard we're going to be working and enforcing the law. We want you to enjoy this holiday. We want you to have fun. We want it to be free and easy for you, but please, while you're celebrating the holiday, while you're celebrating and enjoying the summer, please do it responsibly. As Robert mentioned earlier, the absolute best line of defense that anyone has against a serious injury or fatality in a motor vehicle accident is a fastened seatbelt. Bar none, there is no other option. That is the best defense we have. And also, if you know you're going to be drinking, please by all means, get a designated driver or call a friend, have arrangements for them to pick you up. And if it's available, use Uber or Lyft or taxi service if it's close. As I said, I want you to enjoy your summer. We all want you to enjoy your summer. But most importantly, we want you to be back to enjoy next summer. Be careful and have a good summer and a good holiday.
Thank you, Captain. Our theme this year is called Make Your Summer Click. And what we're talking about there is we're talking about clicking that seatbelt, and we're talking about clicking the buckles on a life jacket. Those are the two most effective ways to save lives when you are out on the water or out on the roadway. So please keep that in mind. Our final speaker is my boss, and he heads up the DNR Law Enforcement Division, and those game wardens will be out in force as well across the state on our waterways all weekend and all summer. And so without further ado, here is Colonel Eddie Henderson.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate everybody being here today. Really appreciate our legislators who are here, our board member, Duncan, thank you for being here. You know, as we embark upon this upcoming weekend, you know, it's one of those with law enforcement in general, it's all hands on deck. So we have all of our game wardens will be working this coming weekend. You know, and the reason for that is to try to ensure everybody has a safe weekend. They get out and enjoy the weekend, especially on our waterways, but they also return home at the end of the day. In 2017, there were 78 deaths on Georgia waterways. And if you think about it, short period of time during the summer, that's pretty significant. There are many more on our roadways, and a vast majority of those could be avoided. They could have been avoided if individuals involved in those deadly incidents had followed just a few simple rules. Traffic and water-related deaths could have been significantly lower with that. First, that clicking or not clicking, that seatbelt or life jacket, can be the difference between a very enjoyable day out or one that could end in tragedy. Second, do not drive a vehicle or operate a vessel while you're distracted. You know, that's from that smartphone, any electronic device, watching a skier behind your vessel instead of looking where you're going, watching the toddler in the back seat, or any other distraction that comes along. And we have a lot of those nowadays. Those distractions can lead to deadly results. Third, stay sober, or at least designate a driver or operator for your vessel or your vehicle. A drunk driver becomes a drunk boater, and a drunk boater can become a drunk driver. Just don't do it. Last year, our game wardens arrested 189 individuals for boating under the influence. We've arrested 23 so far this year, and the boating season has not begun. We consider this coming weekend our boating season kickoff, with schools getting out and everybody out trying to enjoy themselves and having a good time. DNR law enforcement and the state patrol have a zero tolerance on impaired driving. If If you do it, you will go to jail. The fourth one, obey and follow the traffic laws as well as those navigation laws and rules on our waterways. So many boating and car accidents can be avoided if people would just follow those laws and rules. Take a boater education course. Remember that boater education is required for anyone that's born on or after January 1, 1998. One of our most violated laws that we have on the waterways for boating that our game wardens deal with on a regular basis is what we call the 100-foot law. That mandates idle speed within 100 foot of a person in the water, an object in the water, and that includes the shoreline. When operators of vessels break that 100-foot law, it creates a dangerous situation by getting too close to whether it's that person or that object in the water. The fifth one, wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved personal flotation device, what we commonly call a life jacket. Georgia law states that children under 13 are required to wear that personal flotation device anytime that vessel is in motion. Last year we had 63 individuals drown in Georgia on our state waterways. In 2018, we've already had 12 drownings that our officers have worked. And over the past year or so, DNR has teamed up with the Department of Public Safety and a number of public and private entities and groups, including First Lady Sandra Deal, with her anti-drowning campaign called Splash. The goal of Splash is to reduce water deaths in our state. That's not just on our state waterways, but that includes those bathtubs, swimming pools, anywhere that water may be. That SPLASH is an acronym that stands for supervision, first of all. Designate an adult to designate to watch children at all times. Don't assume that someone else is watching that child. Prevention, wear those personal flotation devices, install those fences around pools, use drain covers in those swimming pools and in hot tubs. Life jackets save lives. Wear them and be sure that your children wear them anytime that they're around water. Arm's length. Adults should be arm's length to children in the water at all times. And then swim lessons. Knowing how to swim can greatly reduce your chance of not drowning. Then have a water safety plan. That emergency can occur in a quick second, so have an emergency plan to be able to respond to it. Our goal as a team is for everyone to drive and boat safely all summer long. As GSP troopers, the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, as they work to keep the state highways safe, our DNR game wardens will be out in force on the waterways. We'll be informing individuals about safe boat operation and enforcing our boating laws associated with that. Be sure to check out our website at gadnrle.org for other information related to boating safety, laws, rules, and regulations associated with that, and the SPLASH campaign. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Thank you for what you do supporting us with our operations, and thank the media for being here today to help us get this word out to the public.